Bhatia Astrology Show. This is the show where the myths are burst, where you get to know the logic behind what you have heard so far, the things which are true, the things which are absolutely not true, and lot more. Dr. Saket Bhatia is live with us today on Radio Zindagi. You can listen to him every Tuesday between 3 to 4 p.m. Dr. Saket Bhatia has many feathers in his cap. He has PhD in electrical engineering with specialization in RF microelectronics, semiconductor device physics and wireless communication. Founder और CEO हैं दो companies के in the Bay Area. One is Theos Medical System, the medical device company, and the other is Arito, a marketing accelerator firm. PhD की है इन्होंने एस्ट्रोलॉजी में भी और एक सर्टिफाइड न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट हैं. सीनियर बोर्ड मेंबर हैं एट द इंटरनेशनल एसोसिएशन ऑफ वैदिक एस्ट्रोलॉजी एंड न्यूमरोलॉजी and is contributing author to a book, Jyotish Journal. If I'm saying it correctly, it's a book, right? Ji. So before I take him on air, let me quickly give you the information जहाँ contact कर सकते हैं आप इतने talented व्यक्ति को. The number to call him directly is 408-639-5300. With over 25 years of experience, he is the perfect person अगर आप ढूंढ रहे हैं किसी को astrology guidance या numerology में आपको guide करने के लिए. Once again, the number to call him directly is 408-639-5300 or you can visit to his website saketbhatia.com. email कर सकते हैं आप info@saketbhatia.com और अभी थोड़ी देर में we'll open the studio lines. You can give us a call if you have any quick question. 510-770-1550 is the number. With that, let's open the show. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am good, and I was just asking, this is Jyotish Journal. So it's a book, right?
नहीं, ज्योतिष जर्नल जो astrology है,
जी.
this is the book that comes out for us every month.
Oh,
So it has some research, some new articles, some new
Okay.
parameters, what is happening in the world of astrology.
okay.
ये
It's a
काफी-
magazine.
It is a magazine,
Yes,
correct.
a monthly.
It's a monthly magazine, but the subscribers are all the astrologers.
Astrologers.
It's a
okay.
worldly magazine.
Okay,
You must be a member of the Astrology Association, तो किताबें आती हैं.
okay. So you write articles in that?
No, I used to write articles. अब तो
Okay.
इतना time है नहीं.
जी.
Now primarily we're editing the articles, we're reading the content, we're asking other astrologers what the content of next week's or next month's article should be.
Okay. Okay.
So some people are doing research on Rahu. Some are trying to do more research कि बच्चे gender क्या होता है, you know, should it be a boy or a girl, how to predict that correctly.
Wow.
So
It's all research.
different thing. It's more research, correct.
Wonderful. So today we'll be continuing our topic.
This is the long topic.
Yes.
देखिए जो शादी
बात
होती है
शादी की है ना तो छोटा तो टॉपिक बिल्कुल नहीं है.
and marriage lasts a lifetime.
Yes. So
So-
the topic should.
The topic will last a few more weeks, I guess.
Okay.
But देखिए हम जो कह रहे हैं, what we're trying to do with this show is we're not trying to tell you शादी के घर ये है घर वो है. We're trying to tell you what is it we can do sensibly to predict how a marriage is going to work.
जी.
देखिए 12 घर होते हैं, right? The 7th house is marriage. First house is you. 4th house is your home, happiness, where you find peace. 9th house is luck. 10th house is career. 11th house is gains. So now we're going to try to put all these together and we have to figure out how they're going to impact your married life. So when we started this show, we said 7th house explain kiya. We spoke about 7th house planets. We spoke about signs. We spoke about planets that are placed in the 7th house and whether you'll have a dominant partner or you'll have a
Loving
emotional
partner.
loving partner. We want to do that. Then questions were शादी जल्दी किसकी होती है,
हाँ.
लेट क्यों होती है, and why some marriages end abruptly, right?
Right.
So we have to discuss that. Then we also spoke about last week Mangal Grah, Manglik.
जी.
We discussed that Manglik is not a bad thing. Manglik is actually you're very strong on your Mangal. And Mangal कहाँ कहाँ aspect करता है, right? जहाँ जहाँ देखता है, he energizes those houses. Now you have to have the ability to control that Mars, to
Yes.
take that action. So with that we can now move forward. We'll try explaining कि astrology में जैसे योग क्या होते हैं, कारक क्या होते हैं, why love marriages take place, why some people get success after marriage. याद है जब कुंडलियां मैच करते हैं कभी कभी they say this is a good योग, they will do very well after marriage. So ऐसा क्या होता है कि शादी के बाद they suddenly start doing well? What is the thing that makes it, that awakens it?
Wow, so much behind this.
It's easy. We are going to analyze this step by step,
Hmm.
and we are going to rationally do it. कि क्या ऐसा क्यों होता है,
जी.
right?
Hmm.
So that's what we want to discuss today.
That is pretty deep. So listeners, if you have any question regarding this, अगर marriage से related कोई question है या anything you have in your mind and you would like to ask, that Saket ji is right here. 510-770-1550 is the studio line number. You can give us a quick call. और आप साकेत जी को शो के बाद डायरेक्टली कॉल कीजिए 408-639-5300 पे. सो हमने बात की थी प्लैनेट्स की, एज यू ऑलरेडी सेड, और मार्स प्लेसमेंट जो मंगल का प्लेसमेंट था. बट व्हाट इफ मार्स एंड सैटर्न आर प्लेस्ड इन द सेम हाउस? सो उसका क्या फर्क पड़ेगा, क्या असर पड़ेगा ऑन अ मैरिड लाइफ?
See, let's first understand जो planets हैं इनकी characteristics क्या है. What is Mars? Mars is like somebody who wants to take action now.
या.
Okay. ये कहते हैं कि Mars का enemy है Mercury, the planet of thought.
ओके.
जो policeman होता है, he has to take action
Yes.
immediately.
Yes.
If he starts thinking, should I go here, should I do that, तो action नहीं होता.
It will be delayed.
That's why Mars has one enemy, which is Mercury. Right? Mercury has one enemy, which is Moon. Because Mercury is a planet of business. He's a planet of communication. Moon is emotions. See, you have to get these clear. So
Okay.
Mars, we understand, is the planet of action.
Action.
What is Saturn? The planet of hard work,
Okay.
the planet of suffering. जो Saturn होता है, he is like a farmer. He works very hard. End result पता नहीं कि crop आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, अच्छा होगा कि नहीं होगा. साधु संत, these are all strong Saturn, right? So imagine what happens when Saturn and Mars sit in one house. One house, one planet is about patience, and one planet is about acting.
Yes.
They don't do well,
Oh yeah.
right? They don't do
create
well.
confusion.
They create confusion. Saturn के लिए Mars enemy है. Mars के लिए Saturn enemy नहीं है. But the union of these two planets causes havoc in that house. It
Okay.
will not do well. Unpredictable results. On one side you want to take action, on the other side you're trying to have peace. We see this in families and marriages. अगर 7th house में जिनके बहुत झगड़े होते हैं, but they're still staying together.
Okay.
Right? Also you have to understand जो Saturn है, he aspects मतलब दृष्टि, देखता है. He looks at the 3rd house, 7th house and 10th house. Mars देखता है 4th house, 7th house and 8th house. So if
Okay.
Mars is 4 houses away from Saturn, उन दोनों की दृष्टि 7वें घर पे पहुंचेगी, which is going to be bad.
Oh.
Both will aspect the 10th house, which is going to be bad.
So not just being in the same house, even looking at the same house is a problem.
Looking at the same house is a problem. But there is a rule. जो ascendant होता है, when he looks at a certain house, he cannot do bad. But in general, when Mars and Saturn are not the ascendant lords and they're looking at some house, they will cause some damage in that house.
Okay.
Astrology में the most damaging planet is Ketu. Then Rahu, in that order. Ketu, Rahu,
Saturn.
Mars,
Oh no, Mars.
and then
first.
Saturn.
Okay.
So you have to understand ये सारे planets ना, they have characteristics. They can do bad. तो you अगर आपका Saturn Mars साथ में घर में बैठा है, then you are going to have issues. जहीं भी बैठा, अगर आपके 3rd house में बैठा है, then you are going to show different characteristics in your activities. Social friends के साथ you'll have outbursts, but you'll be good friends with them. भाइयों के साथ you'll have a problem. Saturn Mars is not a good conjunction
Okay.
in general. Yeah.
Okay. And that was a pretty valid logic which you just gave. So अभी हमने बात की है about like lot of aspects जिससे जो कि marriage को affect कर सकती है. So according to astrology, if I ask you, what is important for a good marriage?
Marriage के लिए तो there are lots of things important. First of all, people's personality is important, right? How you are as a person, how your partner is as a person. But अगर astrology के side से हम काम करते हैं, then 7th house is the house of marriage.
जी.
The main thing that gives life, that gives birth to marriage is the 7th house lord. Think of the lord as a landlord. अगर आप
Okay.
apartment में रह रहे हो, the 7th house is where you're staying. The person who manages, the landlord, is the one who builds that house, right? Only if he builds the house, you can stay on it. अगर landlord को कुछ हो गया, वो घर नहीं बनता.
So
So
आप आते ही नहीं.
yeah. So 7th house lord is very important. वो lord कहाँ बैठा है, we have to see. He should not be sitting in bad houses.
जी.
3, 6, 8, 12. अभी bad का मतलब क्या होता है? Bad means in astrology everything is related to spirituality.
Okay.
Third house is your house of desires, what you want to do. Sixth house is disease, eighth house is death, 12th house is losing things, letting go of things. तो अगर वहां बैठ गया ना तो प्रॉब्लम होता है. If also the seventh house lord is sitting 6-8 houses away, तो जब जब उनकी दशा आती है प्रॉब्लम होता है. So this is one aspect. Okay, Venus, I mean the lord should not be sitting 3, 6, 8 or 12. That's rule 1.
Okay.
Rule 2, हमें मार्स और वीनस का कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं अच्छा लगता इन अ हाउस.
Okay.
Why?
मार्स और वीनस,
हाँ.
उनका क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
Venus is love,
Yeah.
Mars is aggression.
Oh, okay.
ये जब
Again
Venus
opposites.
ये opposites हो जाते हैं. They cause a lot of passion in a relationship, but that passion doesn't last.
Okay.
Right? Lots of celebrities, they have Mars and Venus in conjunction.
Okay.
Relations होते हैं, passion होता है, and then
Then they
everything it breaks up,
breaks
it dies
up.
out.
Yeah.
But हमें ये भी चाहिए कि we want to make sure कि some good planet ना, when I say good I mean Jupiter, Venus, waxing moon. Waxing means आपकी chart में the moon is going away from the sun,
Okay, exiting.
exiting the sun, and waning means it's coming back towards the sun. So if these planets, these good planets are looking at the seventh house, the seventh house lord, it's considered a good marriage. Obviously हमें राहु नहीं चाहिए in the seventh house. We don't want Ketu in the seventh house. राहु जब seventh house में होता है, he can create death of partner if he is not aspected by a good planet and he is in a star of a bad planet. गलत नक्षत्र में हो गया तो he is going to cause problems. We always see this. ये सारे research articles में मिलता है हमें. We go through our articles and we submit them and then we discuss it internally and then we come up with a correlation. That makes reading easier, you know.
Yeah. So these are the things we can avoid
Yeah.
when you're seeing compatibility.
Compatibility में it's important कि first look at the charts individually. Do not compare. Let's see कि shortcomings क्या है each person की. And then we have to see if that person is willing to work on those aspects. Only then you match the charts and say yes. अगर charts match करे तो क्या हो सकता है?
Wow, that's pretty scientific. So we have discussed the karaks of marriage. So can you elaborate on the karak Venus?
Karak means significator, right? What is the job of a significator? You will enjoy.
Okay.
अगर कारक strong है, he signifies something good. अगर कारक weak है, he signifies something weak. तो Venus is the planet of
Love.
beauty, emotional values. Not moon, but emotions. Venus is also the planet of the ability to say right from wrong. Mars action होता है. Venus is fulfillment, satisfaction also. So अगर आपकी कुंडली में Venus is very strong, you will get a sense of fulfillment no matter how good or bad your marriage is. अगर आपका Venus problem में है, then there will be issues in your married life. कभी कभी क्या होता है, people are in a good marriage, they're still not happy. Look at Venus.
Okay.
Sometimes people are in a miserable marriage, but they're very happy. Look at Venus.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Venus, जो 11वां घर होता है, जो planet वहां जाता है, it becomes strong over time.
Okay.
So अगर Venus 11वें घर में चला गया, the bond becomes stronger, right? Hrithik Roshan का Venus, the Karak, is sitting in the 11th house. So you can argue कि love for wife must be high, but वहां पर debilitated Jupiter बैठ गया. A debilitated planet जिस घर में बैठता है will cause damage to the planet it sits with, the planet that signifies it and the house it signifies it. Because of that, marriage ends.
Yeah.
So you have to study carefully. Venus पढ़ो. Venus is the Karak. Venus is important. In life, for happiness, fulfillment, satisfaction, make sure your Venus is very strong.
Okay.
Venus important है.
चलिए, तो important factors हमें पता लग रहे हैं about successful marriage. Listeners, I hope you're paying attention to this, and if you have any questions on the content we are discussing today, do give us a call 510-770-1550. शो सुन रहे हैं द साकेत भाटिया एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो, एंड साकेत जी मेरे साथ स्टूडियो में लाइव अभी अवेलेबल हैं. आपके कोई भी प्रश्नों के लिए आप कॉल कर सकते हैं 510-770-1550. ही इज एस्ट्रोलॉजर, न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट, एक्सपीरियंस्ड है, और 12,000 से ज़्यादा सक्सेसफुल क्लाइंट्स इनके खाते में दर्ज हैं. तो आप कॉल कीजिए डेफिनेटली 408-639-5300. दैट्स द नंबर यू कैन कॉल आफ्टर द शो. ड्यूरिंग द शो स्टूडियो लाइन पे कॉल कर सकते हैं 510-770-1550. And when you are calling, please be ready with your date, time, and place of birth.
तो वीनस का आई वाजंट डन.
जी.
वीनस अगर आपके 7th हाउस में आ जाता है,
हम्म.
देन इट इज कंसिडर्ड गुड, बिकॉज यू नो 7th हाउस में. बट एक रूल है, जब कारक अपने घर में बैठता है, इट कॉजेस प्रॉब्लम्स टू द मैरिड पार्टनर.
ओके.
तो विच इज काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेंज, राइट? कि कारक अच्छा है,
इट हैज टू एनहांस, और वो
लेकिन अपने इट विल
घर
कॉज
में
सम
बुरा है.
प्रॉब्लम. यस, इट हैज
Okay.
टू कॉज सम प्रॉब्लम. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई. अगर वीनस आपके 7th हाउस में बैठ गया एंड इट इज गुड, रिलेशनशिप अच्छा रहेगा पार्टनर के साथ, बट एक्सपेक्टेशन रहेगी.
ओके.
अगर वीनस ज्यादा स्ट्रांग हो जाता है 7th हाउस में, ऑलमोस्ट ऑलवेज वी सी एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर्स.
ओके.
अगर वीनस ज्यादा वीक हो जाता है उस घर में, देन पार्टनर्स आर नेवर हैप्पी विथ ईच अदर इमोशनली.
ओके.
तो उसका भी फ्लिप साइड है, राइट?
So it is, you have to see, but not always see for the good thing, for the bad things as well.
You must have a balance.
Yes, absolutely. And what about Jupiter? अगर हम कारक Jupiter की बात करें तो उसका क्या significance है?
Jupiter हम पढ़ते हैं when we read the chart of a woman especially, because it is the karak of marriage for a
Yes,
woman.
yes.
But Jupiter for man and woman is also the karak for money, for kids, for career,
Okay.
for gains. ये कारक है. If Jupiter is bad, then we know कि problem है. 12th house is house of letting go. नहीं मिलेगा आपको.
जी.
जो planet 12th house में चला जाता है, it becomes very weak. Jupiter जब 12th में जाता है, it becomes weak, but it also means you'll be very skilled at an early age in life. ये rule है. Lata Mangeshkar's Jupiter is in its 12th house. She never got married.
Okay.
कारक चला गया 12th house में, तो she will never enjoy marriage. But उनका जो 7th lord था,
Skill.
जो 7th lord था, he was essentially dead, combust. So because of that, she did not get married, and she won't enjoy marriage. But Jupiter on the 12th gave her the skills that nobody else has till today. The voice nobody has. So Karak is important. 7th house lord is also important.
तो हमने वीनस का इफेक्ट देखा, हमने जुपिटर का इफेक्ट देखा. सो अब अगर मैं पूछूं कि मैरिज का जो ओवरऑल फेट है, कि क्या भाग्य होगा एक मैरिज का, व्हाट डिसाइड्स दैट?
Fate is always decided by the house lord.
ओके.
The lord of the 7th house decides the fate of your marriage. Venus will decide how happy you will be with it. Jupiter will decide how successful your marriage will be. They're three different things.
जी.
How happy you will be, how successful you will be, and most important, शादी होगी के नहीं. That is 7th house lord. Keep
Okay.
everything aside. Everything. अगर 7th house lord strong है, शादी होगी, अच्छी होगी. Whether Venus is good or bad, Jupiter is good or bad, you may be happy, may not be happy, but शादी टिक जाएगी. अगर 7th house afflicted है, 7th house lord पे affliction है, you may not get married. If you do get married, it may not end properly for you.
Okay.
जब भी divorces होते हैं, it is always in the 7th house. The dasha of a bad planet looking at the 7th house. Dasha of bad planet sitting in the 7th house. These are things that are important to see in a marriage. तो जब questions पूछते हैं, when will our son daughter get married? That is just one, that's the tip of the iceberg. वो basic question है. Obviously हम question नहीं answer कर सकते detail में, because we have to study. But in general, 7th house lord are most important for marriage. If they are in
Okay.
good shape, life goes by fine.
Okay. I think अभी जो भी all the listeners who are listening to us right now, they must be thinking मेरा Venus या मेरे spouse का Venus या Jupiter कहीं क्या कुछ चल रहा है कहीं पे. Everybody is doing the calculation in their mind. So listeners, if you have any question, the lines are open now. Studio lines open है, अभी आप call कर सकते हैं 510-770-1550 if you have any question regarding your career, your marriage, or anything you want to ask. Saket ji is live in Radio Zindagi studio. Do call us 510-770-1550. So एक चीज़ मुझे सूझ रही थी कि हमने योग के बारे में बात की थी couple of weeks back. So एस्ट्रोलॉजी में कोई हैप्पी मैरिड लाइफ के लिए कोई योग होता है?
योग तो बहुत होते हैं.
जी.
Happy married life के योग, जब what is योग? योग is planetary placement.
Yeah.
हमने कहा था, and you understood it very well.
Okay.
Yog means a planet
जी.
is sitting in a certain house with another planet, or looking at another planet, or looked on by another planet. समझे आप?
जी, कॉम्बिनेशन जो उनका बन रहा है.
Exactly. And it's not hard. It is easy.
I'm learning.
I know. And you're learning very well and very fast. And I hope listeners are also learning.
जी.
So, योग जो होता है शादी के, for a happy married life, बहुत योग होते हैं. Now what we're going to do is we're going to study these yogs one by one. बहुत योग हैं, but हम हर एक के नहीं जाएंगे, हम common sense approach use करते हैं, right?
Okay.
So, second house is wealth and values. Seventh house is marriage. अगर second और seventh house का कोई combination हो जाए, it's easy to say person will make money after marriage.
Okay. Yes.
Correct?
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
हाँ.
Fourth house is happiness, property, immovable property, घर, गाड़ी. अगर fourth और seventh का कुछ योग बन जाए, people will flourish and they'll buy property, they'll buy house after marriage, right? Fifth house जो होता है, that is your house of intelligence, house of luck. अगर वो और seventh का योग बन जाता है, then we can say कि it's a good time for giving advice to people, promoting yourself in life, doing better. अगर 7th और 10th का हो गया, 10th is career, right? तो imagine अगर career और 7th का कुछ mix हो गया, you may be able to start a business with your spouse. You may be able to start a business with your friend. But that planet is activated. देखिए, this is what we're trying to explain.
जी.
कि if planets are sometimes getting together, then it can be a miracle for you. It can be wonderful for you. It can boost you completely.
Right.
ये जो योग होते हैं, they can, इसलिए जब शादी के टाइम होते हैं, you hear, oh हमें कुंडली मैच करनी है, how will the boy and girl help each other financially, how will their career, and ऐसा होता है.
भाग्योदय होगा.
There is something called compatibility charts. हम क्या करते हैं, we take the chart of one person and the other, and then we overlap it one on top of the other. Okay, it's a confusing thing, but we overlap it and then we see how you and your partner will interact when it comes to finances, travel, property, kids. We get a better idea. For example, if on the outside we have your Jupiter and on the inside we have your husband's sun, you will bring luck to your husband will bring a little dominance to you in that particular house. So we have to analyze it that way. Again, it is not easy, it is not straightforward and takes a lot of time, but हो जाता है.
Okay. So ये जो लक शाइन है, यू आर सेइंग कि दिस इज अ ट्रूथ, ऐसा होता है अगर कॉम्बिनेशन उनका बैठता है तो.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
कितनी
that
बार आपने सुना?
भाग्योदय सच में पॉसिबल है.
It's a fact, it happens.
जी.
ये तो काफी कॉमन है. You talk to people, they'll tell you, जब से हमने शादी की हमारे लक चेंज हो गया, जब से बच्चा पैदा हुआ है, things have opened up for me.
Yes.
This is a fact.
Okay.
Understand why? Because the other person, when they overlap the chart, it brings luck to you, and in ways you haven't thought possible.
Wow. So on that, I have a quick question. जैसे कि आप बता रहे हैं कि when you marry somebody and that person is in your life, और उनके planets आप पे इतना effect डालते हैं, और the combination. So is it just for the marriage, or everybody around you has that effect on your stars, your chart?
It is primarily marriage, but if we want to see everybody, that everybody's effect is limited. उनके लिए हम third house study करते हैं, which is typically your friends, social circle. Then we can analyze the third chart, divisional chart, to see how your friends will impact you. But astrology में क्या होता है? The most important people in your life are parents, spouse, kids and siblings. Everything else is considered different. तो अगर हमने पेरेंट्स का पढ़ना है, मदर का 4th हाउस पढ़ लेते हैं, फादर का 9th हाउस पढ़ लेते हैं, किड्स का 5th पढ़ लेते हैं, स्पाउस का 7th पढ़ लेते हैं, सिबलिंग्स का यंगर हो तो 3rd होता है, ओल्डर हो तो 11th होता है. बट देयर इम्पैक्ट ऑन यू इज मोर लिमिटेड एज अपोज टू द 7th हाउस, बिकॉज यू जो फर्स्ट हाउस है वो आप हो, और जो सबसे नीचे है दैट 7th हाउस, डायरेक्टली अक्रॉस, एंड एनी प्लैनेट इन द 7th हाउस डायरेक्टली लुक्स एट द फर्स्ट हाउस.
Okay, so that's why the impact is so high.
Impact is significantly high. In fact, in astrology, every planet looks at the 7th house. Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, ये सारे 7वें घर पे देखते हैं with 100% aspect, full vision.
So then my friends who are not married and all the people who are listening to us right now, देखिए मैरिज कितनी इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है और कितना कुछ बदल सकता है शादी के बाद. So it's like a motivational thing for them.
So I'm not really certain if I'm not certain. I mean, I've been doing astrology for 30 plus years. I am not certain if the right word is marriage or partnership. in
Okay.
astrology.
Mm-hmm.
Because जब लिखी गई थी notes, it was written in a different language. फिर हमने translate किया, right? तो उसकी जो translation है उसमें it really boils down to either marriage or partnership. We don't know क्योंकि सातवां घर is not just marriage, it is also partnership. So if you want to start a business, you are going to be in partnership with someone. हमने सातवां घर देखना है.
Oh, okay. So any kind of partnership.
Any partnership, whether it is domestic partnership, working partnership, हमने seventh house देखना है.
ये यहाँ पे तो फिर से डिमोटिवेशन हो गया, वो जो कर रहे होंगे शादी वो रुक जाएंगे कि पार्टनरशिप ही कर लेते
No,
हैं इससे ज्यादा.
so that also we can see. If they have bad
जी
aspects, then we
जी.
can see कि इनकी partnership रहेगी. But if they have
हम्म.
good aspects, then it turns into marriage because it's important to be with somebody.
Hmm. So, in that case, do you recommend people like they should consult a astrological, like a knowledgeable person in astrology before getting married? How important it is?
See, I'm not saying this because I'm an astrologer, but I think it's important.
It's important.
देखिए काफी लोग बोलते हैं हम डरते हैं.
Hmm.
We are scared कि कल का कुछ पता चल जाए. Then you have two choices. Either you keep living your life the way you are, which is slightly in fear, or you take that step and say, नहीं, I want to go get something done. I want to know कि भाई future में क्या है. There's nothing wrong in knowing your future. It's your future. आप किस अपने आप से थोड़ी डर सकते हो. Get to know your future and get to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And work on your weakness. आपकी जो strength है उस पर तो आपने build करते जाना है lifetime.
जी.
But जो weakness है उसको थोड़ा improve कर लो. Your life will get better. That's all.
Yeah, that's very
I
important
mean,
point.
if we were to tell you you have a health issue coming your way,
Hmm.
right?
You'll be careful.
Yeah,
From now.
I have people that come to me and say, I tell them you're going to have a heart problem.
Hmm.
Start exercising, start working out because you're going to have something in 5 years. 5 साल बाद होगा. But by alerting you, at least you can minimize that effect.
The magnitude will be less.
Instead
yes.
of getting a heart attack, maybe you'll just get a slight pain.
Yes.
Fix
yes.
that. अगर हम कह रहे हैं कि 3 महीने में you have chances of an accident, then don't travel much. Try staying, wherever you are. अगर आपने company start करनी है, which is going to not give you results for 5 years, then you might as well start it after 5 years.
Right.
Right? So
exactly.
those are things we're trying to advise people.
Yeah,
Tell
when,
them
when
what
the
they
time is right and when it's most beneficial for you. So yes, that totally makes sense, and that is why you have to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia, who's live with us today at Radio Zindagi 1550 AM. PhD hai in the subject of electrical engineering and in the subject of astrology. A professional numerologist with over 25 years of experience. Connect with him. आप directly call कर सकते हैं उन्हें 4086395300 पे. Or if you have any quick question, do call us. We have 30 more minutes in the show. 510-770-1550 is the number. We got couple of calls, but we were busy talking about actually marriage के बहुत सारे गूढ़ रहस्य खुल रहे थे. So I apologize that we missed your call. Do call us back. You have more time. 30 minutes around in the show. Once again, 510-770-1550 is the number. This is the studio line number for a quick question. और अगर आप साकेत जी को शो के बाद कॉल करना चाहते हैं तो द नंबर इज 408-639-5300. saketbhatia.com वेबसाइट है उनकी, और यू कैन ईमेल info@saketbhatia.com. So after that, I would like to know that happy marriage. मैंने बहुत सुना है कि happy marriage is a myth. This is a common say we heard. On a fun note, people say that. So do you think that there are other considerations which can actually make it happen, which can make a marriage happy?
See, in astrology, happiness, adaptability, compatibility comes with moon, which is mind. If you're happy, you will be in a happy relationship.
Yes.
You'll be in a happier state of mind. So fix your moon. पहले हमने कहा था fix your Venus. Why? Venus is the planet of telling you what is right or wrong. Venus is the planet of contentment, happiness.
Yeah.
But adaptability is moon. देखिए, why is moon adaptable? Think about it. हमने last show में कहा था, when you think of moon, think of your grandmother. A person who's very loving, very forgiving, very nurturing, and at the same time, she is very adaptable. बच्चे आते हैं, बूढ़े आते हैं, she is always happy. Same way, fix your moon, and moon fix easily होता है. हर एक की चार्ट में moon fix होता है. Once you fix your moon, things will start magically coming to you. So, to be in a happy marriage, fix all those planets, but first fix yourself, which is fix your mind, which is fix your moon. See, astrology is very logical. अगर आप ध्यान से समझो, One planet brings luck, one planet brings aggression, one planet brings stability, one planet brings property, one brings the desire to achieve something, one brings comfort zone, right? I know I'm digressing from the topic, but 10th house में अगर आपके केतु बैठ जाए,
जी.
what is केतु? केतु is your comfort zone. लोग डरते हैं केतु से. केतु क्या है? केतु is comfort zone where you think you're comfortable and what you take for granted. राहु is what you desire. हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. अगर केतु 10th में बैठ गया, you're very comfortable with your career. You don't take the initiative to do something better in life. Same way, जब केतु आपके 7th house में बैठ जाता है, you're very comfortable with your married life. You take it for granted. You don't make many adjustments. So these planetary things are important. If you start thinking like a logical person, astrology will magically come to you. Easily come to you.
That is definitely easier for you to say.
It is easy. That's what I'm trying to
But
do.
we are trying. We all are trying. Me and all our listeners are trying to
happy.
learn with you. So we have a call. Can we quickly take the call?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hi, the date of birth is 19 November 1989.
आपका नाम क्या है भाई?
His name is Anish.
Okay, his name is Anish. Okay. And he's born 19 November
1989.
1989. Okay. So he's born on a Sunday and time?
Yeah, 9:55 a.m.
Okay.
and place is Goa.
Very nice city. Very nice. I miss Goa. And what is your question?
When will be he getting married and how will be his married life?
See, these are the interesting questions you're asking. When will he get married and what is his married life? So, is this person related to you?
Yes.
Okay. देखिए, if you make a chart, you'll notice that he is a Sagittarius ascendant. Okay. Sagittarius ascendant के लिए the ruler is Jupiter. And Jupiter इनकी marriage house में ही बैठा है. Unfortunately, Jupiter is retrograde. और हमने पहले भी कहा था कि when the marriage lord is a planet like Jupiter, जब weak हो जाता है ना, it causes delays in marriage. It's उसका जो landlord है, the third house lord, he is sitting in the 8th house with sun. So that can signify two things. Okay. One, it can signify two marriages for this person. Okay. Because Rahu जो है, Rahu is also placed not in a favorable position. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to tell you कि I see more than one marriage, unfortunately, for this person, which is okay. And at the same time, I see an aspect of Saturn Venus directly on this house. While there will be a level of contentment, a level of happiness, there will be slight stress in this marriage. Jupiter is an important planet. It is retrograde for this man. He has to work on it. Number one. Number two, शादी की दशा start तो होती है, and it starts December 6, 2023, because Venus है, which is the planet of love for a man, and Mercury, which is the 7th house lord, और वो दशा खत्म नहीं होती till October 31st. So the window is very wide open. If you want a date, a good date would be sometime 7th June 2025 all the way down to 25th March 2026. This is the best time for him to get married. But mind you, the Lord is not very well placed. That becomes a problem. Okay. Marriage will have some issues every time Mercury Dasha comes. That's what I wanted to tell you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call. Listeners, if you have any question, we have around 17 more minutes in the show. Do call us 510-770-1550. So after that, I would like to divert the topic a little bit towards something more interesting, exciting, and that is love marriage. So which planet in astrology indicate love marriage?
आपकी love marriage हुई थी कि arranged marriage हुई थी?
Arranged.
So we'll have to see which planet was missing in your 7th house.
Okay. Okay. So which is that planet?
So what is love marriage first? Love marriage is a concept which is very widely accepted, very widely used in the Western world, right? India mein to it is something which was used the word love marriage, 50 years ago, and today it's becoming more common. But I like the fact कि astrology still appreciates what love marriage is. Astrology knew 5,000 years ago जब स्वयंवर होता था कि love marriage क्या होगा. I'm going to discuss love marriage के planets.
Ji.
It will take time.
So, can we quickly take a call before that?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your question.
Hello, Dr. Bhatia. Thank you for taking my call.
Hello.
Hi. So the question I have is, can one or more astrologers differ in their opinion?
Absolutely.
In the sense that, yeah. So why would that be if this is derivative analysis, or there was a particular word you used? If this is a science, then why would that be?
What is your name?
Harshal.
Harshal. See, Harshal, what happens is when you have law is a book of rules, right? When you go to law school, you realize. Same way, astrology is a book of rules. There are many rules that are written down, 1, 2, 3, and some rules have predecessence, which means they're more important than the other. For example, जिस घर में आपका ascendant lord बैठा हो, that house will always be safe. That is a rule. It precedes every other rule. You cannot break that rule. So if your first lord is sitting in the 8th house, doesn't mean you're going to die. But it is the analysis of the astrologer that could be flawed at times, or it could be he's overlooking something. The one thing I've noticed in the International Association of Astrology is astrologers jump to conclusions very quickly. By looking at your chart, they'll say, this is going to happen. But we need to analyze कि उसकी strength क्या है. So I'm not saying an astrologer is right. I'm not saying an astrologer is wrong. I'm trying to say that they have different views, and sometimes they tend to overlook certain things. You have to give it time. You have to understand in detail. That does not necessarily come from education. It doesn't necessarily come from experience. It's a culmination of both. It's a culmination of constant study. So two doctors could also have different opinions, right? Correct? One will tell you get a surgery, and one will tell you no, it'll get better. But a third doctor can come and say it's a waste. It's going to just deteriorate over time. Same way in astrology. The more people you deal with, the more you talk with other astrologers, the more you interact, the more you will learn. So if you have encountered a bad or an incorrect reading, then I apologize from any other astrologer's side, because as an association, we are responsible for what other astrologers do. But if you want, you can always ask us. We will try to help you our very best, and we always consult with others who are supposedly even better than us.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering if, I've been trying to get a good direction, and a couple people gave me different directions, so I was just wondering. Okay,
no,
maybe I'll contact you.
What happens in astrology is, हमने 2 show पे बोला था. In one show we said, Jyotish Vidya has become astrologer Vidya, where the astrologer says what he wants to say. Number 1. Number 2, astrology has unfortunately become a business of fear, where they tell you what you want to hear, and then they scare you into saying it will not happen unless you do certain things. So be careful about that. We're trying to help, okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your call. If you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia after the show, do call him 408-639-5300 or look for saketbhatia.com for all the information. We have another caller.
तो आपकी लव मैरिज की तो रह गई.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hi, my name is Rani. My date of birth is May 20th, 1973.
Just a little slow, Miss Rani. Miss Rani, right?
Yes.
May 20th, 1973?
Yes.
Acha. You were born on a Sunday. What time were you born?
Not really sure. Supposed to be in the evening in India time zone.
Okay, where were you born?
In Karnataka.
Karnataka. City?
Bangalore.
Okay. And you think you were born at what, about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, probably around that time. Not really sure.
Acha, what is your question?
Basically, I'm looking for a job for quite a while. So I wanted to check when would I get a good job, like employment.
See, if you are born at between 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock, you have Kal Sarpyog. That is the one thing that is springing out in your chart at me. Okay, आपका Jupiter debilitated है. So it is very hard for me to tell you, but I know Kal Sarpyog is not going to go. Jupiter, if you want a real answer, you really have to, we need a good time, because the window you've given is too big, na? We can try helping you come up with a better time and helping you tell when you'll get a career. ऐसा नहीं है. आप जब पैदा हुए थे, Jupiter was debilitated. That's fine, don't worry. It's debilitated just means you're going to have to work extra to get those results in life. Never get worried of anything in astrology. But come, we'll help you. We'll try figuring out कि आपका time क्या है. There's some personal questions we'll ask. Are you married? Do you have kids? When did you come to the country? How much you've studied? And on that basis, we'll make a approximately accurate chart for you, and we can answer your question. But unfortunately, now I won't be able to do it. Otherwise, Vedika won't get to know about the love marriage thing. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for your call. So listeners, if you're listening to us right now, the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show सुन रहे हैं आप, and we just have 10 more minutes in the show. We won't be able to take any more calls. आप साकेत जी को डायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट कीजिए शो के बाद 408-639-5300 पे. जी.
You can take one call if it comes. Otherwise, it's
Yeah,
okay.
there is actually a call. That's why I wanted to say. Yeah, but yeah, if okay, we can take one call. It's decided. If you are still trying, you can call us back 510-770-1550. Yeah, we have a caller. Hello, you're on air with
Hi.
Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Hi, my name is Gauri and my date of birth is 19 December 1993.
19th December 1993.
Yeah. The
Miss
time of
Gauri,
birth is 12:33 a.m.
you were born right in the morning. You were in a hurry to come. Where were you born?
Mumbai.
बच्चे आप तो हमारे, you're from my town. And I'm not going to get a chance to talk to you later. So, happy birthday to you in advance. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, what is your question, Miss Gauri?
I wanted to know when will my finances improve?
When will your finances improve? You ever been to an astrologer before?
No.
So, in your chart, you're a Virgo ascendant. जो Virgo होता है, that is run by Mercury, which is sitting in the house of courage, gains, younger siblings. It sits with Rahu. You do have Saturn, which is in Mool Trikon. Saturn जो आपकी कुंडली में है, it's a good planet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It is a planet of luck. It is sitting with Moon, so it gives you stress. You may be stressed. Actually, your Saturn is so strong that it is just 2 seconds away from your ascendant degree. Your future and fortunes will start changing when Dasha of Saturn kicks in, which happens to be 30th of April 2024. Okay? Really. That is the time your fortune changes. Now, be careful, because the first half of the Dasha will be fortune related. The second half of the Dasha is going to be health related, unfortunately. Saturn is sitting in its own house, so he's going to promote disease also. Na?
Mm-hmm.
So, my advice to you, between 2024 and 2040 Saturn Dasha, those 16 years, the first 8 years, go out, you'll make money, play in, your Saturn is the strongest I've seen. You want stock options in a company, you'll do fine. Your Saturn is not debilitated at all. But the second half, watch your health. Health primarily related to flow of blood, which is Moon. It can cause some problems for you. Finances will improve definitely. I'm not worried about that. But keep a check on your health, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for your call. अगर आप साकेत जी से बात करना चाहते हैं, any of you listening to us right now, do call him directly, as we don't have much time left. 408-639-5300 या फिर उनकी वेबसाइट के थ्रू कांटेक्ट कीजिए saketbhatia.com. जी.
So for love marriage, what we need is two people to have common interest mentally, physical attraction, common hobbies, right? And an understanding, deeper understanding than for each other. Arranged marriage के बाद ये सब हो जाता है. You have to learn to adapt. And in love marriage, problem is you give your best side forward, right? So things might break down later.
Yeah.
But what is the planet that causes love marriage? In order to do that, again, हमें 7th house पढ़ना है, 7th lord पढ़ना है, and the secret planets that will show up for love marriage. Most important, Venus.
Venus, yeah.
Venus.
I guessed it.
Venus is also called Shukar in astrology.
Ji.
Venus is the planet, like I said, of beauty, satisfaction. It is the planet of knowing what is right, what is wrong. तो अगर आपका Venus exalted है, means extremely strong, sitting in the 5th house, which is house of affairs, and that 5th house also happens to be a water sign, which means emotional person, like talking to people, love marriage होती है. See, it's an easy combination. Venus exalted, 5th house, love, passion, water sign, हो गया. If Moon, which happens to be another planet of emotions, is in the 5th house, which is love and romance, तो आपका दिमाग love romance में है, it is in a water sign, you'll make that attempt to go and do it. If Moon, however, in the 5th house is in a fire sign, then problem हो जाता है. Then you have that passion, but you won't be able to do it.
Okay.
So Venus is very, very important. Venus, अगर Mars के साथ conjunct हो जाए, then it becomes a passionate relationship. Venus, अगर Mars को aspect करे, it becomes a passionate relationship. अगर certain नक्षत्र में अगर आप पैदा हो, which is, I wrote them down, Purva Falguni Nakshatra and Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. If your Venus is in these romantic nakshatras, love marriage hoti hai. So when I'm looking and people are asking me about these things, I just had a show in New York in the morning and somebody told me my son is not getting married, what to do, when should I start finding? And the first thing I noticed is his Venus was sitting in Purva Falguni Nakshatra. It was very strong and it was a planet which is a positive for that Kundli. I told the father, he's already having an affair or he's got somebody, you don't have to worry. The father बहुत खुश थे, बोलते good, I will go back because I'm only in the country for my son, you know. So first you study Venus. These are the important things for Venus. ये important अगर हो गया तो you know कि love marriage होती है. 2, Moon. Moon is emotions, adaptability. In a love marriage you need to adapt to people, right? You have to learn to appreciate people, you need to forgive people. Moon 5th house में बैठ गया, which is again your intelligence. You can do better with Moon there, so you can have a love marriage. Moon water sign I've already explained.
Yeah.
And Mercury Moon ka aspect. Now why is that important? Moon is emotions, Mercury is speech. When you can speak and
Your
you
emotions.
have your emotions out, you will be able to communicate better with your partner.
Okay.
I don't know a single love marriage in which both the people were quiet and didn't talk to each other. कुछ तो बात करनी पड़ती है
Yes,
ना आपको.
exactly.
So
Somebody
these-
has to initiate.
The third is Rahu, planet of desire. I was telling you कि Ketu is your comfort zone where you take things for granted. Rahu is your desire, what you want to achieve. अभी राहु जो होता है वो उस घर में बैठता है which you have not got in your past life.
Okay.
So when we look at your chart, और अगर आपके राहु 5th house में बैठा है, you probably haven't spent enough time with your kids, so you need to spend more time with them. Or you didn't have kids in your previous birth. Or you love kids to a point where you really want them. आपका जो पिछले जन्म का desire था, that is showing up in this chart. So if Rahu is sitting in your 5th house, you want that relationship. You want that because you missed it in your previous birth.
Wow.
अगर राहु आपके 12वें घर में है, your desire to fly to a foreign country, to have a life of luxury. Many people who are alcoholics also have Rahu in the 12th house because it causes, house of leaving, house of going away, your mind. So Rahu in the 5th house will cause love marriage. Rahu in the 7th house will also cause love marriage, but not a promising love marriage. It could be harmful to your marriage if there is no positive aspect sitting on it. And obviously, what do you think will happen if you have Rahu-Venus conjunction?
Rahu, Venus.
If you have Rahu and Venus conjunction, Venus is woman,
Multiply.
love, multiple partners,
Oh my God. Yes.
or
Yes.
a life of luxury with your partner. Don't think just one thing.
Yeah, it could be many aspects.
It could be giving your partner everything in life that you don't have, that she wants, he wants. Enjoy your life of luxury. Venus Rahu in 12th house will give you a life of luxury. I can guarantee you this. Same way, you also have to study the 5th house, which is the house of romance. उसमें कौन से planet बैठे हैं? अगर उसमें Jupiter, Venus, Moon, Rahu बैठे हैं, love marriage आपकी पक्की है.
Okay.
So we're giving you hints now.
Yes.
If you have your birth chart, good, take it. If you don't, go make one and study and then see where you stand. But in closing, I want to just say हम marriage के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं for the last 2 weeks. And we will be doing one more week of marriage.
जी.
where we want to talk to people, but this is what I had to come up with. Marriage is a very complex relationship. It should not be taken for granted because it involves emotional, intellectual, and lifestyle changes between you and your partner. The critical thing for marriage is effective communication. You must openly express your feelings, needs, and expectations. Only then you're going to be able to gel with your partner. Flexibility is important over time because जैसे जैसे time जाता है, you adapt, you change. So make sure your goals are also changing with time. Your expectations are changing with time. Don't be entrenched and stay in today. Figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. Obviously, mutual respect is also critical. But remember one thing, prioritizing that emotional bond, fostering the relationship you have with your partner and giving each other enough space to grow is what will make your life better. And like I said, make your Venus, make your moon, and make your 7th house lot stronger for a better marriage.
Wonderful. Not just the planetary aspect, but also a great tip on how a marriage could be successful. Thank you so much for that. And listeners, आप सुन रहे थे the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. We'll be back next Tuesday, the same time, 4 to 5 p.m. सुनना मत भूलिएगा. And in the meanwhile, definitely call कीजिए Dr. Saket Bhatia को contact कीजिए for all your astrological and numerological needs. 408-639-5300 is his direct number. saketbhatia.com website है जहां आपको सारी information मिलेगी. info@saketbhatia.com is where you can write to him. With that, this is RJ Vedika signing off. सुन रहे हैं आप रेडियो जिंदगी. जिए जा.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi, KZDG 1550.